It is possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary. There have to be reasons that you get up in the morning and you want to live. Why do you want to live? What's the point? What inspires you? What do you love about the future? If something is important enough, you should try, even if the probable outcome is failure. Persistence is very important. You should not give up unless you are forced to give up. No, I don't ever give up. I'd have to be dead or completely incapacitated. I say something and then it usually happens. Maybe not on schedule, but it usually happens. I'm not trying to be anyone's savior. I'm just trying to think about the future and not be sad. You get paid in direct proportion to the difficulty of problems you solve. Life needs to be more than just solving problems every day. You need to wake up and be excited about the future. The first step is to establish that something is possible, then probability will occur. I was raised by books. Books, and then my parents. Education is basically downloading data and algorithms into your brain. It is important to view knowledge as a sort of semantic tree. Make sure you understand the fundamental principles, i.e., the trunk and big branches, before you get into the leaves' details, or there is nothing for them to hang on to. They were building a Ferrari for every launch, when it was possible that a Honda Accord might do the trick. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop, where you're constantly thinking about what you've done, and how you could be doing it better. Constantly seek criticism. A well thought out critique of whatever you're doing is as valuable as gold. One of the really tough things is figuring out what questions to ask. Once you figure out the question, then the answer is relatively easy. I take the position that I'm always to some degree wrong, and the aspiration is to be less wrong. Some people don't like change, but you need to embrace change if the alternative is disaster. It's okay to have your eggs in one basket, as long as you control what happens to that basket. My proceeds from the PayPal acquisition were $180 million. I put $100 million in SpaceX, $70 million in Tesla, and $10 million in Solar City. I had to borrow money for rent. If you're trying to create a company, it's like baking a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proportion. I don't create companies for the sake of creating companies, but to get things done. I always have optimism, but I'm realistic. It was not with the expectation of great success that I started Tesla or SpaceX. It's just that I thought they were important enough to do anyway. I think it's important that you really like whatever you're doing. If you don't like it, life is too short. And also, if you like what you are doing, you think about it even when you are not working. It's something your mind is drawn to. There's a tremendous bias against taking risks. Everyone is trying to optimize their ass covering. Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. You shouldn't do things differently just because they're different. They need to be better. Work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in 80 to 100 hours every week. This improves the odds of success. If other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, you know then even if you're doing the same thing, that you will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve. Really pay attention to negative feedback and solicit it, particularly from friends. Hardly anyone does that, and it's incredibly helpful. Don't delude yourself into thinking something's working when it's not, or you're gonna get fixated on a bad solution. I think we have a duty to maintain the light of consciousness, to make sure it continues into the future. The only thing that makes sense to do is to strive for greater collective enlightenment. People should pursue what they're passionate about. That will make them happier than pretty much anything else. Live with positivity, win each day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your favorite quote below. We will use all subscriber quotes and create more energy kick videos featuring you.